What's up, bros? It's your girl Chantal, aka Ready, and today we are here with
Alejandra.
Ariana
Oh, guys.
and Rachel. Rachel! And Rachel. We're gonna show you guys our outfits of the day. This is my outfit. I have a dress on, my little bow in the back, my hair, and sneakers.
I have my Mexico jersey, some bootcut jeans, and some Pumas. I got my little crop top from I don't know where. My bootcut jeans, they're like black. Y luego mis botas de México.
Oh yeah.
Y luego mi bandera, un bolote, and then some hoops.
Rachel, your turn. Vamos, Rachel. ¿Qué se puede? Tu outfit este lo agarramos. Y también este. Okay.
Today is Friday, and so we're just doing a podcast.
It's just a simple little
Podcast.
simple little podcast vlog, whatever you want to call it.
Hi, people. It's Spirit Week, as you can tell. Of course.
It's Spirit Week, but I'm not just for the spirit. Oh wait, that's kind of sad. That's really sad. Okay, what do we talk about?
Let's see. It's because we skipped Spooky Scary Thursday, and basically the rest of the whole week.
We could talk about scary things.
Yeah, bro, I've been wanting to talk about scary things.
Okay, let's talk about scary
We're gonna talk about scary things. That's the podcast for today. Scary Spooky Thursday / Friday. Okay, give me a case. Oh, actually, you know what? You know what I want to go visit? Because you know how there's a museum where Robert the doll is at?
Who's Robert?
Robert.
Tell me the story.
Let me show you a picture. Oh, wait. There's a whole movie about it, too. Yeah.
No way, we gotta watch it.
Okay, so it says Robert the doll is an allegedly haunted doll exhibited at the Ace Martello Museum in Key West, Florida. Robert was once owned by a painter, author, and Key West resident Robert Eugene Otto. It's like, what's it called? Let's just think of like Annabelle, but I guess more
Can I see a picture?
Diablo like more demonic. Yeah. That's Robert. Yeah.
I feel like
It's just the doll.
I don't know, guys.
The doll in question. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think all the like paranormal, spooky stuff, like dolls being possessed and everything, like I think that's all fake, in my opinion, because I've never had like an experience like that. So I think that's all fake.
I don't know if I ever experienced, but I've seen videos of people. Like there was this one guy, like this YouTuber or whatever, who had like a whole Chucky collection, and like one of the dolls started moving, like on live on camera. And then I'll like what's it called? Everyone was like spamming the freaking like comment section where the chat was like, oh, like this doll moved. They were like, the Chucky doll moved, and he was like, which one? Like I have so many. And then they were like pointing it out. They're like, oh, it's the one that's like next to this one or whatever. And then he would look back at the footage, and then he would say that it just slightly moved. And then I was like, oh heck no.
That's crazy. But then again, it could have been planned in the beginning. Because I know when my mom goes live, she has a doll, like not a real doll, it's like a mannequin. So I crawl on the floor and I move the mannequin and then I leave. Like when she's on lives, when she's doing her Facebook lives, because she sells things. So I'd be moving the mannequin doll where the camera can't see, and then I dip. So they'd be like, Ira, se está moviendo la mannequin. So I don't know. I think in my opinion, I think it's all fake. I don't think I have to see it to believe it, you know, like I'm like, oh, like I'm always up for a new adventure. Like I'm not scared of like ghosts, monsters, none of that, because I'm like, well, I gotta see it to believe it, you know what I mean? Like that's it.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with like
liking scary things. 'Cause,
No,
we're
yeah.
religious, but like still, it's always good to know like about demons and creepy things. Cause I like to experience. I want to experience something like that. Like if it's actually real, why can't it happen to me? Like I want
Yeah.
to know if it's actually real.
Exactly.
But also,
yeah.
I don't want nothing scary.
No, yeah, I feel you.
I don't know if that was even a paranormal experience to me, right? Because at this point, like everyone who goes to my grandma's house like has seen it before. Like we're always like, okay, so like where you are, right? Like it's like the window, and that's where like the little dining area is, right? So like everyone's like sitting like how we are right now, like everyone's just sitting, right? So where I'm sitting, right? I'm like looking through the window, and then I just see like this, just like un señor, like in all white, like just like run past, and then I'm like looking, and I look at everyone just to see like if anyone noticed, right? And then como si nada, and then what's it called? Like the week after or whatever, because every Friday we go to my grandma's house, right? Like just to like cook or whatever.
Yeah.
And then this one time my tia hadn't gone to my grandma's house, and she was sitting in the same place where I was, and then she's like looking up como si nada, and then she was like, ¿quién anda allá afuera? And then my grandma was like, nadie, like, ¿por qué? And then she was like, mire que un señor fue corriendo por allá, no sé qué. And then what's it called? I'm like looking and giving her a side, and I was just like, what the heck? And then what's it called? And I was and she was like, yeah, she's like, de veras, like, mire que un señor en blanco nomás empezó a correr con un sombrero y no sé qué. And then I was like, what the heck? And then I was telling my tia and like basically everyone, I was like, oh, like yeah, like I had seen it like last week or whatever and stuff. And then what's it called? And they were like, it's either like an type of like ancestor or like family member, or like I don't know. But basically, let's just say like my grandma's house is probably haunted.
What? That's crazy. That's creepy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I think I told you guys, right, like that one time where my little cousin had gone upstairs, and he was saying like how he saw like a little like old lady like in the room, and he was like, and then he had gone downstairs and he was like, oh, he's like who's the lady upstairs, like it's an old lady. And then they're like what old lady, like no old lady. And then my little cousin was like, yeah, he's like there's an old lady like just like sitting at the edge of the bed, like I don't know how she looks like, but like it was just an old lady. And then what's it called? They were just assuming, right? They were like, oh, what if it's Mama Tata, right? So that's my great grandmother. And first time I look at him like, oh, is this her? And they have like a whole like picture of her. And then he was like, yeah. He's like, that's what she looks like.
Stop, bro.
He was like, yeah, that's her. He's like, that's the girl I saw at the bed.
Goosebumps. Don't do that.
He was like, yeah, like that's her. Like she was just sitting on the bed. And then they were like, oh, like did she say anything to you, or like what? And he was like, no. He's like, she was just looking at me. And I was like,
That's
what
wild.
the heck?
Oh my god, that's creepy.
And for me, it's like I never seen like anyone. So like también my mom, when my grandma passed away, que paz descanse, we were at my padrino's house, and they have like like those like sliding doors to go like outside, and they have like a little like a little table and everything, right, like outside. And then my mom was saying that how she was like facing nomás así, and like looking outside, y que de repente like como que like she was saying like in her head she was like, oh, like something was telling her like, oh, look outside. So she's just like looking outside, and she said like just by like a quick glance that she saw my grandma like just sitting there, y como que la espantó también. So how like she just saw her, and then she just like looked back, and then she was like looking at everyone and was like looking to see if we noticed. And then mom said that in that moment she wanted to cry, because like what's it called, when my grandma passed away, like we all said, right, we were like, oh, grandma, like we love you, whatever, but like don't come and scare us, right?
Like to not come and what?
Like come and scare us, you know, because like obviously like that's kind of scary, like just for them to like appear like out of nowhere, and you just see them like for a glance and then you look away.
Oh my, goosebumps.
I know lots of things happen in like my.
Good.
I'm telling you, like what's it called, in our family, like we just see like a bunch of stuff.
That's crazy.
Honestly, I think also my house is haunted though, because and I think I told you guys this too. that we were like, me and my dad, we were like, he was like cleaning like underneath the house. 'Cause, like there's like a little, like if you go in my parents' room, like in my mom's side of the closet, like there's a little door that leads like underneath the house, right? And what's it called? He was like fixing, I don't know what, like como que limpiando. And then what's it called? Like he was just cleaning, and then what's it called? He just grabbed something, and he was like, Ariana, toma. He's like, bring the trash can. And then I bring the trash can. He throws it out, and it's a dead bird.
Was it a dead bird?
It was a dead bird. And then I was just like, I looked at him, and then he was like, oh, he's probably like been here for like hella long. And then I was like, in my head, I was like, this looks like recent. Like it wasn't like fresh, but you could tell when it's like recent to the point where like, como que ya apenas it was like getting like dried and like hard. And so I was like, I don't know. And so from that day forward, I was like, low key, I was like, I would be convinced if my house was haunted because of that dead bird.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I don't know. Any more stories?
No, I really don't have stories. I mean, like, what about people that sleepwalk?
Oh, what's it called?
I don't deal with those people.
My sister once.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
I don't know. What do you think about sleepwalking?
My brother sleepwalks.
He does.
It's the most scariest thing ever because ever since we moved to that house that we live, like we've been living there for 4 years now. It's an apartment.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time that we were living there, my brother, he was sleepwalking and he locked himself in the room and he started screaming like, Señora, señora, abra la puerta, which translates in English, woman, open the door. And it was the most scariest thing ever because he was so alone and he was just like, open the door,
Oh yeah.
the door.
Well, for my mom. One, well, and this one is like not scary, but it has to do with God, right?
Anyways, while she comes back, another story too. So when my brother, when I was continuing, I always had these dreams like where my brother always came to my room and he would just be staring at me like that.
That's crazy.
Like that. And then with like a knife in his head, like in his hand. And then I was just sleeping, right? And then he came close to me and it was always in the same spot, stabbing me repeatedly in my stomach every single time. It was always the same dream that he would come to my room with a knife in his hand, stabbing me every night. It was always the same dream. It was always the same dream. Ever since we moved to that apartment. I don't know why. And he sleepwalks a lot. Like ever since we moved there, he's been sleepwalking. But I think he stopped after like 2 years now? Because we've been living there for 4 years. But it was always the same dream.
That's crazy. And then if he starts sleepwalking, you're just kind of like, oh my.
No, it's because he actually does walk to my room sometimes, but not with a knife. But he does walk to my room. He just stares at me like the same way that I was standing up right now. He just stares at me. That's it. But you know, if like you actually have somebody that sleepwalks, you can't talk to them because they get scared.
What's it called? It only happened once, like I said. And what's it called? Like I was asleep, right? So my mom was the one that like saw, and she was saying that how my sister like I don't like just randomly she was like sleepwalking, but she was like sleepwalking towards the living room, and then how she just fell asleep right there. Right, and then what's it called? My mom saying like, so what's it called? She told me that she woke up my sister like after, and then she was like, oh, like go back to your room, and then my mom was saying that like she was kind of scared because like since she was so close to the living room, she's like imagine like you go outside in the street, you're sleepwalking, and like who knows, like you know there's like crazy drivers at night time.
Yeah.
Like what if like just one car just comes in like and then I was like, oh. And then ever since that, my sister hasn't like been sleepwalking, but it was just that one time. Now this is like the story of God, right? So I think I don't know if my mom was already pregnant with me or if she already had me, but point is that back in the house that my mom and my grandma were living in, like the rest of her siblings, and it was here. Some like like homeless old man, right, came knocking on the door and was asking like for food, right? So he was like, oh, no tienes un vaso de leche con o un pan or something like that. And then what's it called? My mom was like, sí, like aquí espérame, ahorita te lo traigo. And what's it called? Mom was saying, she was like, oh, like what? Like I hope he doesn't think that like, oh, I just closed the door on him and I'm not gonna come back. But yeah, she came back. She gave him like the milk and everything. And what's it called? And then, what's it called? Gave him the stuff, right? And then what's it called? He was just like eating in front of her and stuff, right? And he was like, gracias, no sé qué. And then what's it called? My mom was like, oh, ¿le quiere que le sirva más leche? And then what's it called? He was like, sí, por favor, right? And then he gives her the glass. She goes to fill it up, comes back, and the guy's not there no more. And my mom was saying she was like, oh, like it was probably like, to them, right? It was probably gone because like all that was left when she came back was the clothes that he was wearing. Like the guy wasn't there no more. It was just the clothes that was left there that he was wearing. And my mom and my grandma were saying like, oh, like
How did he?
It was probably gone, right? Because why else would he just disappear and like the clothes was just left behind, right? So my grandma was saying she was.
Goosebumps.
So my grandma was saying she was like, oh, like this was a test from him to see if we were gonna give him food. And then I was like when they were telling the story también, it gave me goosebumps. And I was like, what the heck?
Guys, I kid you not, I have goosebumps right now, bro. That's creepy. No, but like, what? That's
Ahora sí,
creepy.
ya, mira. Su drink, I
Su
think.
cafecito, su. I guess. No, but that's scary. But how would he take off his clothes like that?
I don't know.
For if it's Tomás van a la cocina a agarrar la leche, I think it can't be just a regular person. Like it has to be. There's something to it.
It might have been God. It might have been God.
Might have, but I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know.
Because I don't know if you know the story. You know by the Mary Harry Park? You know by the tree, it looks like La Virgencita, the Virgin Mary, shaped of the Virgin Mary. They say that una vez the Virgin Mary appeared there. The actual statue of the Virgin Mary appeared there. We could go. I could show you the tree. It actually is the shape of the actual Virgin Mary. It actually appeared there.
But from where? What side? Like what
You
part?
know the big tree? I don't know which tree, but
There's so many trees.
there's the big one. It's the big fat one. There's actually
You guys can help me. I don't know what it is.
there's actually the Virgin Mary that appeared there. You know about the story about the Virgin Mary that appeared on the Mary Harrow Park?
How the fuck?
You don't know about it?
How the fuck?
There's actually the legend that she actually appeared. Sure. She actually appeared there in the actual train. Se apareció. Like the actual shape. Se apareció.
For me,
I do not. I don't have access to that.
what's it called? One time we were estamos recogiendo los botes. This is a mukbang, guys. It's early in the morning.
I don't know how to drink it. Early in the morning.
Early in the morning, we haven't had food.
Bruh.
Anyways, estábamos recogiendo los botes. And here you go. It's because you have to put this back.
Oh, thank you.
Estábamos recogiendo los botes. And we were like también, so like afterwards, estábamos limpiando. And what's it called? My mom was like, Ariana, mira. And then what's it called? I was like, ¿qué pasó? Because I was like, oh, like she found something, right?
Coffee
Obviously.
gives me chorro. This is coffee, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be shitting in school.
Mom was like, he's like, mira, then. And then she's like picking up like this little like log or stick, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, oh, she's like, this is holy or whatever. I was like, it's a stick.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, no, pero mira. And then she handed me like the little log, and in the middle, it's like a little image of La Virgen. Like it just automatically just appeared right there. And I was like, what the heck? I was like, out of every like little log or like stick that was on the ground, why this one?
Why that one specifically?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we're just looking, and she was like, no, she's like, we need to keep it. And I was like, yeah. And we still have it, I think. What? She just put it away. but yeah, we still have it. And she was like, no, she's like, when you find something that has an image, it like obviously symbolizes something. So she's like, it's best to keep it.
I'm gonna call roll, guys. Everybody pay attention. I'm gonna do this really, really fast. So just raise your hand up, okay? Pablo? Here. David? Not here. Gabriel? Lavanya? Chantal?
But that's what I was saying.
Ariana? Edgy?
Se apareció la Virgen
Fabiana?
en el árbol. You know the Mary
Matthew?
Harrow Park, right? Or no?
No, Matthew?
Se
David?
apareció la Virgen así está de grande.
Daniel?
I don't know if it's still there, but it's actually carved like the actual. Se apareció una
Okay,
statue de la
Alexis is
Virgen.
not here.
Somebody kept it.
Marcial is here.
I don't remember who from my
Alondra?
tía told me.
No, Alondra. Gustavo? No, Gustavo.
That's wild.
Guadalupe? Okay. Aswasi is not here. Nicholas? Alejandro's here. Eduardo? No, Eduardo. Alan? Jesse's not here. Annalisa's not here. Rachel's not here. Eduardo?
Thank you.
Sponsored by McDonald's.
You guys can get your Big Mac at McDonald's.
¿Sabes la historia cuando se apareció la Virgen?
And they have fries. Get your McDonald's today. And you'll be.
Una Virgen.
What's the McDonald's called again? What's the McDonald's called?
I'm McLovin'
She
it.
knows the
I'm
story.
McLovin.
And you guys don't know the story.
What?
She knows the actual story about the Virgen que se apareció en el árbol. It's literally carved like the actual Virgen.
Oh, at the Mary Harrow Park? She knows it?
Mm-hmm. And you live literally right by it, like in front of it.
I've been living there for like 6-7 years.
Mm-mm.
I've never heard of it.
It's because my tia, she actually told me when I was younger, and I saw it, and I'm like, that's actually shaped like La Virgen de Guadalupe. You know how the statue is like, you know, así? Y como está así como con sus...
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but you
Wait,
know.
but what part of the park is it in? Like by the playground, by the basketball court,
It's by-
the benches,
You know by the...
tennis court.
So you're in the front, so it's literally by the front. So you know how shaped it's like a square? Literally in this side. That big ass tree. That's when está la Virgen, literally right there.
I don't know. I've hugged like all of the trees.
It's the big one. I don't know how to explain it, but I need
I'll
to...
see. I'll see later.
If I go, I'll try to take a picture.
Okay.
I don't know if it's still there, but it's still like the circle todavía está ahí. I've seen it.
If you haven't done so,
Wow.
teach your
That's
children
crazy.
when something is said.
I don't know. I've never heard like stories like that from the Mary Harrow Park, and I've lived there for a long time.
It's because I always used to go to that park when I was younger, and my tia told me, I was like, why does it look like that? She told me the story, like, la Virgen, la actual Virgen se apareció. Because it was sure, the actual, como estaba la persona así como nomás, no sé, I think he was like begging or something, the dude, and then se apareció.
Okay.
It was just
But I
magical.
wonder how like. That's crazy. That's wild.
Did you Uber Eats or like?
No, what's it called? One of my friends, he was like, oh, like, I'm gonna go get food. Like, do you want anything? And then I told him, I was like, just give me a coffee. And then he brings up a couple freaking bag, and he was like, here you go. And then I was like, I just had a coffee. And he was like, oh, he's like, so? He's like, just eat or something.
That's so
Lucky
sweet.
friends, bro.
That's really nice.
It's nice of you.
There's no
Any
time.
more stories, guys?
I'm done with. I don't have any. We could do like 2-sentence horror stories. You know those? Like, I don't know. What else is there?
I mean, las leyendas de Mexico. Do you guys know about the Serbian lady?
Oh, the one that's like that. She's like, yeah.
I don't know if it's true. They say it's fake. Some of them say like, yeah, it was just fake. It was like a trend of actually like a woman just dancing. The Serbian lady. It's in Serbia or whatever. There's like that one lady that just like at night she's randomly going like dancing, and then like if you see her, like if you talk to her, she's gonna dance and then stop, turn around, haciéndole así, and then like try to like catch you and run like Chucky. chasing you
What?
until she kills you.
Oh my, don't say that.
I don't know. It's because I've seen videos on TikTok, and I don't know if it's actually true.
That's crazy.
Like she travels around. Like they also say that she's probably part of like the devil. Like they just created her as like a demon or something. I don't know.
That's crazy.
But I don't really believe in demons. I just like movies, like scary movies. But that's it.
I wish I was like on an actual like horror story.
Like in a horror movie, like in a scary movie or something.
Like yeah, but not in a movie. Like living like a situation. Like oh, like there's like something in your house. There's a ghost. There's aliens gonna capture you. You know, I want to live something like that because I feel like I want excitement. I want adventure. You know. It's like that's why I'm not really scared of anything. Like if you tell me to go into an abandoned building, I'll do it. You know what I mean? As long as it's not illegal. I'm scared of the cops.
Bro, let's go, bro. I want to go to like an abandoned hospital.
Yeah, I want to go there too.
Abandoned like cinemas, like not cinemas.
like a theater.
Yeah, movie theaters.
Oh, that's
arcades.
yeah.
I don't know. What
Like
else?
an abandoned Chuck E. Cheese or Toys R Us. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there was the Toys R Us. I don't know if it's still like over there. You know, it's like going all the way to like the all the way over there. I don't know what area.
I think I know where you mean, but
Yeah.
yeah, I want to go somewhere where it's like abandoned and like, but that it isn't illegal. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to like break any laws.
Just go one day, guys. I really want to go to abandoned places, bro.
Just let my parents cool down a little bit. Let them like let me go out.
Actually, abandoned places here in Stockton, and scary places here too.
Like
Cause you know, there's still like certain areas, like old places that there used to be here in Stockton. By downtown, there's like a lot of old places.
Oh, remember that one case like years ago? In a club del Flamingo, supposedly with the girl dancing with the devil. Yeah, yeah.
you didn't tell me this.
You don't know? Okay, so guys, cheese man.
She's
You know, you say it.
Me?
Yeah.
But what if I get it wrong? Okay, so how I was told, right? So I don't know when was it, right? But this was obviously years ago. That this one girl, right, like she was like really beautiful and it's like yeah, like she was the type to like like guys wouldn't want to ask her again, and she would just like kind of like reject them and be like nah, right? So what's it called? This one guy, right? He's very handsome. He's hella tall. And it's like yeah, He tells her like like let's dance, right? And then she was like oh like this guy's kind of cute, whatever, right? So like okay, they dance and it's like yeah. And like they're dancing, y luego, I think so, right? De repente like the lights turn off, and then like they turned off, right? And went back on, and then or I don't know if it was during that when she said that she saw like hooves and like stuff like that, and like fire, like just fire surrounding them, and then like like the lights went back on, and then like how everyone was like looking around and how she was found dead.
Wait, but did she tell anyone that she saw fire and hooves or stuff?
No, because only between the devil and her could see it. So it was like making her hallucinate and stuff. So when the lights went back on, she was already found dead, right there where they were dancing. And they were like, oh, like she was dancing with this one guy, and I was like, yeah. And then they were like looking for him or whatever. Because supposedly or like allegedly like they found him or whatever, and they were like they put him behind like the cop car, and they had went back to like I don't know, I guess ask questions or whatever, and then they come back to the car, and he's not there no more. Like he's handcuffed and everything.
That's
so they're
crazy.
like oh like why where did he go, you know? Like the car was like locked and everything so that he wouldn't get out. And like when they came back, no one was there in the seat. The handcuffs were like on the seats and everything. And they were like, oh. And so they were saying like, and that they became like, they were saying like, oh, like the girl ended up dancing with Lucifer, right? Because of the fire, and then how like, I think that like she was scratched up, no?
They also
Like
said that-
she was like cut up, scratched up, dead on the floor.
How long were the lights off? Did she scream? Like,
I think she heard screams.
The story that I heard was that supposedly she was dancing for hours and hours, and when the lights went off, she was found dead. My mom told me the story, and she used to go to the Flamingo. When my mom
Yeah,
was
my
younger,
mom-
she actually used to go to the Flamingo. But it actually turned into the 7-Eleven now.
Yeah.
They shut the place down.
Let's just hope that's not
I
haunted.
remember.
You know
I
where-
remember when I see the
Yeah,
flamingo.
it's over there in
Kind of by este
the
Rancho San
fairground.
Miguel.
Yeah, Rancho
Yeah.
San Miguel and the fairground.
Like just across it, yeah.
Yeah.
They shut down the place. It's because, like, yeah, she died. She ended up dying. And there's stories in TikTok too. If you want to hear the stories, there's actually stories in
But
TikTok.
I heard like after that, like time went on, they were like, oh, and they started like doing more like clubs or whatever there, but nothing else happened. But my mom was saying she was like, oh, I've only went there once with your dad, like when we were like more younger. She's like, but never again, cause like there was like a bunch of people right there. They're fighting, they're drunk, there's a bunch of shooting, there's killing, everything. And she was like, and it's just bad. And then she was telling me, she was like, oh, like I even thought of like bringing you once, like when you were older, so we could go to the club or whatever. But then like all of that had happened and stuff, and she was like, oh no, this is not, it's not
No,
good.
that's creepy.
My mom told me the story too. That's why. So I was like, did that actually happen? And then when I actually saw the video in TikTok, I'm like, Mom, the actual story of like the one that you told me when I was younger, it did actually happen.
That's crazy.
I mean, it was pretty from outside, but never again.
No, I would never go to a place like if someone died there. No, thank you.
You don't want to.
Well, that's gonna be the end of today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below your spooky story,
I'm tall, guys.
and have a really blessed day. And love you guys. Bye.
Bye.